If you're over 60, eggs have probably been part of your life for as long as you can remember. They're familiar, affordable, easy to digest, often recommended as a good protein source in older age. And so when people hear doctors warn seniors about eating 4 eggs every day, it can sound exaggerated or confusing. How can something so ordinary become a concern? The reality is not black and white. Eggs are not good or bad. They are nutrient-dense. But the aging body does not handle cholesterol, fats, and metabolic load the same way it did at 40. For many seniors, 1 egg a day fits well into a balanced diet. The problem begins when 4 whole eggs every single day become a fixed habit, especially in people with heart disease, diabetes, kidney problems, or already elevated cholesterol. To understand why some doctors and cardiologists are cautious, we need to look at what 4 eggs per day really mean for an older body, for the heart, for blood vessels, for metabolism, and for long-term risk. Let's walk through 3 key areas where daily high egg intake can become a problem, and how to keep the benefits without adding hidden risk. Risk 3. Cholesterol load on aging arteries. Every egg contains roughly 180 to 220 milligrams of cholesterol. With 4 eggs, that adds up to around 700 to 900 milligrams per day, more than double the daily cholesterol intake many cardiology guidelines still recommend for people with cardiovascular risk. Large population studies show a clear pattern. For every additional 300 milligrams of dietary cholesterol per day, the risk of heart disease and overall mortality rises by about 10 to 20%. In several analyses, people who regularly ate more than 1 egg per day, especially in Western countries, had a measurably higher rate of heart attacks and strokes, particularly if they were older or had diabetes. In younger, healthy adults, the body can often buffer this extra cholesterol. The liver adjusts production. Blood vessels still have more flexibility. Early artery changes are mild. After 60, that buffer shrinks. Artery walls are already stiffer. Many seniors take blood pressure medication, statins, or blood thinners. The same cholesterol load that was tolerable at 45 can now push a fragile system closer to its limit. This does not mean that 1 egg is dangerous, but 4 eggs every day for months or years create a constant cholesterol pressure the aging cardiovascular system may not be able to handle safely. Risk 2. Hidden impact on seniors with diabetes or metabolic issues. For seniors with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, abdominal obesity, or metabolic syndrome, the picture becomes even narrower. In several large cohorts, high egg consumption was strongly linked with increased cardiovascular events in people with diabetes, while the association was weaker or absent in low-risk groups. In diabetes and insulin resistance, the way the liver packages fats and cholesterol is already disturbed. The same cholesterol intake can more easily translate into a more harmful lipid profile. More small, dense LDL particles, more triglyceride-rich lipoproteins, more inflammation in the vessel wall. 4 eggs per day do not just add cholesterol. They also add saturated fat, which in some individuals raises LDL further. In a senior with diabetes, elevated LDL, and existing coronary artery disease, this combination is exactly what cardiologists try to reduce, not amplify. Another practical aspect. 4 eggs replace other foods on the plate. If eggs push out vegetables, fiber, and unsaturated fats, the overall dietary pattern shifts toward plaque progression rather than stability. For seniors with diabetes or known heart disease, the question is not, are eggs healthy? It is, what does 4 eggs per day add to a system already under strain? In many cases, that answer is more risk than benefit. Risk 1. The illusion of a simple health hack. Perhaps the most subtle risk is not biochemical, but behavioral. Many 4 eggs a day trends are marketed as a shortcut. More muscle, better brain, easy routine. I just eat 4 eggs and I'm doing something good. But health in later life rarely comes from a single fixed habit. It comes from flexibility and adjustment. When 4 eggs become a ritual, other foods are neglected. Vegetables at breakfast are skipped because the plate is already full enough. Fish, legumes, nuts, and seeds appear less often. Because eggs have become the default protein. Blood tests are not checked because the routine feels safe and natural. Over time, this creates a narrow egg-centered pattern instead of a varied, protective diet. Doctors do not warn against eggs because they are unhealthy. They warn against rigid, high-dose routines that ignore age, diagnosis, lab results, and personal risk profile. 4 eggs per day may be tolerable for a slim, active, non-smoker with excellent blood lipids and no cardiovascular history. The same routine in a 62-year-old with diabetes, stents, and kidney disease can accelerate complications quietly, not visibly, not suddenly, but slowly over years. Using eggs wisely after 60 means the goal is not to scare you away from eggs. It is to show how to use them in a way that respects an aging body. A few practical principles help. Think in averages, not strict daily rules. Eggs 3 or 4 times per week instead of 4 every day keeps intake moderate, while preserving the benefits. Prefer combinations that support blood vessels. Eggs with vegetables, whole grains, and olive oil, instead of processed meats and heavy butter. Talk to your doctor about personal risk. If you live with diabetes, history of heart attack or stroke, very high LDL, or kidney disease, ask specifically how many eggs per week fit your situation. Monitor, do not guess. Periodic checks of cholesterol, triglycerides, kidney function, and if indicated, markers like albumin in the urine give a clearer picture than assuming natural food is always safe. For many seniors, 1 egg a day within a plant-rich Mediterranean-style pattern is compatible with long-term heart health. The real concern begins when high cholesterol foods are stacked onto existing vascular risk. Without review, your body in your 60s and beyond is not the same as it was at 40. The same food can have different consequences. In a different physiological landscape, 4 eggs every day may feel simple and harmless, but over years, it can mean more cholesterol, more vascular strain, more hidden risk than your heart can comfortably carry. Used thoughtfully, eggs remain a valuable part of a senior diet. Used rigidly and in excess, especially in high-risk individuals, they can undermine the very health they were meant to support. The decision is not between eggs or no eggs. It is between automatic routines and informed choices. Your heart, your vessels, your future energy are better served when eggs are one supportive element. In a balanced pattern, not the daily centerpiece, at a dose your older body never asked for.